Hey everybody, welcome back. Minor Ramos here with Matters of Eternity, and I have Francine with Walters Asset Protection. And you guys have been watching our videos. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the feedback, good and bad. We're growing and we want to learn. So give us everything you got. We're not faint of heart here. So we love
We're
every
human, we make
yeah,
mistakes.
keep it coming, keep it coming. So now the last few videos we did, we talked a little bit about some of the banking activities, right? We ran through 2008, then we looked at 2020, looked at some of the legislation, and so now we're here in 2023, and there's like obviously the possibility of a bank run. People want to know, well, what do we do? What are our options? What else is there that we can do to protect ourselves, protect our families, protect our health, protect our assets, our wealth, our homes, right? All of this stuff. And look, it, you got to say it because this is how it is. Whether you internalize it and you believe that maybe some of your rights are in jeopardy, however you believe that, that is totally up to you. I think that there are a lot of us that really believe that we really need to go into action. So whether it's a bank run, whether somebody starts to take away your rights, what do we do? How do we prepare? And how do we move forward with confidence, no fear, with
Right.
confidence, right? So Francine, what do you got for today?
So here's what we think, right? Of course, prepare just in case. It doesn't hurt. But when I say prepare, yeah, buy a little extra food, but not a little, but stock up on some things. Prepare with a generator, these kinds of things that you just never know. And these things come in handy. We're in Texas, you get hurricanes, they'll come in handy anyway, right? So it never hurts to be prepared with extra items. Diversifying is so important. Don't put all of your eggs in one basket because things happen, right? And so some people want to buy a little gold, some people want to buy a little silver. I still have a lot of reservations on how you actually use it if it's in your hand, and there is, and Armageddon has occurred, right? So how do you how do you buy food with one coin, right? How much food are you going to get? Because that was a lot of money for the one coin. And so I still have a lot of questions on that, but needless to say, you got to diversify, right? It is going up in value. So I'm not saying don't buy it by all means, no way. You've got to do what you feel comfortable with doing. But, like I said, a little cryptocurrency doesn't help. Just keep it on the ledger
Yeah.
or off of the exchange, or the other places that Miner, I'm sure, knows more about than I do. Um, Keeping everything diversified. Now, a lot of people are wondering about the stock market, right? And their 401ks, their 403bs, their IRAs. So all of those have banks have FDIC insurance. Um, the different brokerages have SIPC insurance, and those are insured up to $500,000. Um, but again, the process is the same, right? You go through, you would have to put in a claim, and then there would be a waiting period, and it's not like you just immediately get your money.
Mhm.
If there's a problem with brokerages, right? And I'm not saying there will be, I just don't know, right? It's just not good. It is good to not put all your eggs in one basket, diversifying. And so one of the very safe places to do that is in insurance companies.
Mhm.
You think about it, so we've got some that have been around since 1850, 1898, 1935. We have one that opened during the Great Depression and is still here and thriving.
Mhm.
All of these companies have weathered economic turbulent times, world wars, oh gosh, you name it, housing crisis, the tech bubble. I mean, all of these things that have happened, and these companies are here, they're doing well, and a lot of very wealthy people, that's where they keep their money. And you know what I've noticed? When things go bad, they never lose their money.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that because what we, our experience has been never, ever, ever, ever make a financial decision emotionally.
Right.
That's the worst thing that that could happen. So fear is an emotion, anger is an
Absolutely.
emotion, and just following Uncle Bob's advice is also emotional, right?
Yes.
Sorry if you guys have an Uncle Bob, but just had to. Now, with that said, when you're putting all your, your eggs in, and you're diversifying, man, there's a lot that you can do there because, when this fails, then the other one is doing well. Money never ever dissipates, it just changes hands. And so
Right.
the moment that, you freak out about whatever's happening in the stock market and you decide to make that change, well, you know what? Unfortunately, that advisor is still going to get paid because they get paid on the trade, whether you're buying or you're selling, right? The company, the money manager is still going to get paid.
Mhm.
The unfortunate thing is that you're not going to have the opportunity of the arbitrage. So there are ways for you to move that money the right way under the right conditions with your all of your mind being in sound mind and and aptitude to be able to do this. So please don't freak out, have a plan, right? I mean, Francine has, you and Terry have been doing this and you've been helping a lot of people. Of course, asset legacy planning, what we do is on the other end, is just creating those documents that allow people to make sure that, their wishes are carried out and to make sure that, if there's a hospitalization, that, everything is in line. And then also for perpetuity, because eventually if something does happen to us, we want all of that to carry through with all of our virtues, our values, everything that we work so hard for. We want our family name to carry on,
Right.
but never, never, never emotionally, right? And so there are any last words of maybe some practical things that people can do. I mean, you mentioned something about the having the generators, talk about preparing for food. I remember then in 2020 the issue was there was no toilet paper. I don't know if people remember that, right? Look, maybe that's a sign,
I
have
know some people that are still traumatized by that, and they keep a whole bunch of toilet paper.
it it's a smart thing to, like once you see your stack of 10 going down, just make sure you go to Costco and get a couple more, that kind of stuff. Anything else that you can think of from a practical standpoint that people can just live, comfortably with reassurance?
So diversify.
Mhm.
One of my favorite things, because I'm not a gambler, I don't gamble, are index accounts.
There you go.
And the very wealthy, that's where they put a lot of their money, because a lot of people don't know how index accounts work. But when the market goes up with the index, your money travels up with the index. If the index goes down, you stay where you last were. So you don't lose a dime.
Mhm.
And then the index goes back up, your money goes back up. So your money grows like a staircase. And the longer your money's in there, the more your money's going to grow. And you never have to make up for any lost money. So index accounts, when times are kind of economically iffy, I think that's a great, very safe place to keep your money. And a lot of people don't know how to access them because they've been available to the very wealthy since 1904, not really available to us until 1998. And so through insurance products, you get access to tying your money to index accounts without the risk of losing any money.
Without the gambling effect. There you go.
Exactly.
Well, listen, if anyone has any questions, go to Francine's YouTube channel.
Yes.
Look down in her description. She's created a lot of content and videos on how all this works and how you can also protect your money. Of course, you've been watching this series. We're gonna bring some more content to you. Anything else on this other than that, we'll cut it off here.
Yes, and the YouTube channel is Walter's Asset Protection. Yes.
Yes. Walter's Asset Protection, and this has been Minor with Matters of Eternity. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.
Bye-bye.